nominated as the spokesperson.
Yeah.
It's hurtful is all I'm saying.
Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark fall movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark fall movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark fall movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello
boy.
there, everybody. It's your good friend Bran. I'm here with Brian. I'm here with Dan. Aaron's in the house. Let's give it up for everybody.
Sure.
Come
Everybody,
on.
give ourselves
Come
a round of
on.
applause.
Round of applause.
Congratulations,
We did.
Round of applause. Round of applause because, guys, we've made it. The last week of September, which
right.
means that next week is October, which
right.
means that Christmas is practically here.
It's snowing outside.
Yeah, and so that means next week for the October movie preview, which comes out on Saturday.
It comes out this Saturday, yes.
September 30th. We'll get to preview all the movies for October because that's how we do it by month.
Right.
So in October,
For
we're
now.
going to take care of
For now.
October 1 to October because we don't do it by season.
Oh, you're such a clown.
We don't
You're
do it by
such a
season.
clown.
Brian, you know we don't do it by
it's
season.
first time
We
around.
don't do fall and
No,
We
July.
don't.
do that.
We do it by month around here.
We
so
do it-
preview episode this Saturday, gang. You're gonna get the first day to those Christmas movies. You get all 4 of those fall movies. October movie preview. That's what we call it.
One of the
here.
dumbest ideas you've ever had. Everyone knows we will preview the October movies that aren't Christmas. And then we'll do 3 Christmas preview shows.
As opposed to the rest of the year when I go, why don't we do this based upon the theme? And you're like, we always do it by the month.
Yep.
We always do it by the month. We don't do it by the theme.
We always do it by the month.
We always do it by the month. We don't do it by the season. We do it by the month. We've always done it that way. What are you talking about?
Okay, so let me ask you this. Would you rather do Christmas preview episodes like a November where we preview
Sounds great.
25 movies?
Let's do it. Buckle up, gang.
Whoa.
If that's what we've set ourselves up for,
they
that's
would have
what
already
we've set ourselves
started.
up for.
You're a clown. You're an absolute clown.
saying,
Red
it
nose. Is that
a cat
the noise that winds
alarm?
up to the clown sound?
It's the clown.
the
You're
clown
you're
sound
being
coming.
a clown. Everyone knows
clown
we
sound.
do
When's it coming?
monthly preview shows until Christmas.
30 days.
and then you do
September,
3.
April. Preview shows have a month.
Yeah.
Until you get to certain ones.
Yes,
should say this for
which
the
is
preview show.
which is Christmas, and we do 3 Christmas preview
No,
shows.
we're going to do this all week, Brian. Do you think there's going to be a single episode this week where I don't bring
Yeah.
up this nonsense?
Yeah, I think probably the murder in G. We won't talk about it.
Yeah. Good luck.
We'll
Good
get
luck. We'll
through
see what
that.
happens.
Mystery ones are sacred.
Mystery ones are sacred.
Mystery ones are sacred.
We don't goof
stuff
off.
our flight suit full of pillows.
You know what's funny? Normally, I would say this because we would have already recorded that, and we did definitely talk about the month, but we
Yeah.
haven't. And so
We
this
haven't.
is way out of order here.
You're out of order. This whole courtroom's out of order.
That's exactly right. We're talking about Retreat to You, everybody. Retreat to You, another fall movie with bukus of leaves and
Yep.
other fall sundries.
What's the same movie I was?
It originally aired on September 23rd, 2023, and it won a little something.
It's like green ones.
CC Leaves?
Hello.
CC Leaves, how are you, bud?
Great, how about you?
Brian, could you hold her up for the camera? Would you mind that, buddy?
Brian.
Here. Oh, here we go.
Are you having a good autumnal?
Autumnal's a weird word to say, but I love it.
Yeah. What's new in your life?
Brian, your hair looks great.
Thank you. When we leave, when we
the
turn,
preview episodes, that's more of like a
I don't need
monthly
it.
thing, right?
I don't need it. When we leave at night and we turn off the lights, what do you do?
I do my hair toss and check my nails.
Oh, interesting. Okay, let me see your hair toss. Let me see you check your nails. Do you have anybody special that you talk to, or
Oh, just me normally.
okay, you just talk to yourself?
A lot of time working on me, you know.
Good for you. All right,
I love you, Brian. Call me. Call me, Brian.
I will not love you. You have a phone?
Snuggles.
Snuggles. Okay, you can hang out with me. You can hang out with me while we do this.
Oh, that's nice.
This is good. We'll do the synopsis together.
Retreat to You. Originally aired on September 23rd, 2023. I can't. You, Cece Lee, if you're going to be here, you need to be quiet. Okay.
Oh.
Ow!
Help! Call
Down
the
there.
cops! Call the cops!
Bit my hand.
Oh, call the cops!
just bit my hand. It originally went like this on the time. The movie kicks off with a flashback at a school dance and a girl named Abby who is sad that her ex-boyfriend has clearly has clearly already moved on.
If you're watching on Philo, this is fun time. This is great.
Right.
Her friend-zoned bestie named Sean shoots his shot and asks to dance, but she laughs it off and says, let's just go get ice cream instead, which honestly would be my preference, but whatever. Cut to present day, and Abby is going to an adult summer camp with her friend Rachel. She tricked Abby into... I'm sorry, I know I'm not supposed to call it that, but I called it. Thank you. She tricked Abby into coming on this retreat because she said that it was for her, but it's actually for Abby because Abby still hasn't fully recovered since her last breakup, despite believing that she totally has. In a crazy turn of events, Sean is there. You guys remember Sean? The friend-zoned ice cream guy?
Whoa, unbelievable.
She's not happy to see him, though, and I wonder why. Well, I'll tell you why. Because he no-showed her 20 years ago and left her on a bench on the side of the road. So, a good reason to not like somebody. She's annoyed that he's there, but when he gets stuck on the ropes course, she goes up to help him, and then they just pick up right where they left off. They're having a good time. They're catching up. They're having just a lovely time. She brings up the whole like leaving her stranded on a bench thing and like why we never talked again and all this stuff. And he's like, basically, I couldn't do it anymore. I was afraid to tell you that I loved you. And she's like, what? You loved me? This is crazy. And then she's like, well, I think you would have liked the response had you told me. And he's like, what? And then they kiss. Big ones.
Wow.
We're like 30 minutes into this movie and they're smooching on a rock in the woods. Unbelievable. Hot and heavy.
Could be us, Brad.
Whoa, Cece. Good Lord. So anyways, now they're just kind of hanging out on a mountain, just like laying on some grass, talking and stuff. And they realize it's getting dark. We should start heading back. But we don't remember where we came from, therefore we can't head back. After you kiss, you get disoriented. It's like, where am I? What's going on? So they start walking around, and they just don't know where they are. They're in the middle of the woods, and so he's like, I think we should stay right here for the night, and because then people are going to know that we're gone, and they're going to come and find us.
You'd think that.
So they spend a good bit of time in the woods. She's littering. They are littering for a good cause, though, for the sake of finding and
It's for the kids.
Rescue. Yeah.
And so they go back and forth from like liking each other to arguing and bickering, and then it's kind of like, okay, actually, just kidding. Now we're gonna have fun again, and it's like, but what about this? And so it kind of goes like back and forth. They're in the woods for 2 days. Luckily, though, her friend did realize that she was gone, and so they go and they track them down, and they head back. At some point, she hurt her ankle, and that's bad news. And so she gets a boot. A boot. Those boots.
Made for walking.
That's exactly right. So, it's at this point that she decides to talk to Sean.
They made to keep your foot stationary while they walk.
Okay, got it.
Stationary walking.
Right, stationary walk.
That's all I'm like.
Very good. And so she decides that she's going to tell Sean that she doesn't think that long distance can work. She doesn't want to try. And so Cece leaves out of there, says deuces wild. It's now time for everybody's favorite closing activity, the retreat camp dance. It's when all of the adults that have gone through the program come together for a dance.
Boo.
And wouldn't you know it, Sean ends up coming back. He gets that dance that he wanted at the beginning of the movie, thank God. The crowd parted and we're all better for it. He says that he'd like to move to LA with her. She says, well, why don't you now? And they kiss some more, and that, my friends, was Retreat to You.
We did it.
That's exactly right. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down with 4 segments here on Deck the Hallmark. Great job.
Nailed it, guys.
Really good job.
Really good.
That was good.
No.
Not right now, I can tell you that.
Not right now. We don't need anything. We don't need anything.
Well, we didn't start that coffee, did we?
Go. Stop staring.
You guys need anything?
I already
I know
said.
you're up against it. I'm just trying to help you. Need anything?
I already
you
said
got
we.
a big schedule today. You wrote it on the big board, Brand. You
Big
need
schedule,
anything?
boy.
It's the we're
I got
still
coffee,
doing the
I
show.
got cold coffee. I got hot coffee. I got middle coffee.
Middle.
You need anything?
What's up with that middle?
We're still doing
you
the
need
show.
Anything?
We're
Just
still
stir the coffee up for you. Make fresh pot. You want me to make a fresh pot?
make fresh pots.
Fresh pot.
Make fresh pot.
You guys need anything else?
No,
Just you?
go.
Last call.
Anyone
Last
else?
call.
Anyone else need anything?
It's last call, everybody. You guys need anything?
No one else need anything. It's time for the what to say, a hot take. So we share exactly how we. Sorry, I got all discombobulated. So we share exactly how we felt about this movie. We do not hold back, and I'm going to start with Brian. Brian, you've never held anything back in your entire life, so I ask you not to start now.
I wouldn't.
Give us your thoughts on Retreat to You.
Yeah. I was low on this movie to begin with for a rating.
What was your cream?
What
was your creamage?
I
You
think I
didn't-
gave it like
what was your,
2 or 3 donuts.
Okay.
It was low. I mean, maybe 2. Was not super psyched about it. So I was surprised at how much I liked it. I was caught off guard with how funny it was, how fresh it felt. It was like actually funny. Like I laughed a handful of times. Some of the situations they put in this movie felt like very original. The friend as the third wheel was I don't know. It felt brand new to me. I don't know if that's happened before where you've had a friend situation. Well,
Sure it's
I'm sure it's had. Nothing's coming to mind off the top of my little noggin here. Brain's too small for that. So that was nice. I was rooting more for Rachel and Chef Mason than anything, and the point where we had to get through that whole nonsense of what's his name here. Sean coming back at the end after that store scene was kind of funny, the interaction with the clerk there, and when he decided to go back to the dance, can't miss the dance. When we got a kiss from Rachel and Chef Mason, and that I said wow out loud, louder than I did when we got the early kiss in the movie, like 30 minutes in. I was like, yes, I'm psyched that happened. I gave it if you will, a chef's kiss.
Oh, stop it.
So
write that down?
I did write it because I said it earlier, and I was
You
like,
can see yourself
I
out.
cannot forget to say it. And,
You can be the new Seth.
yeah, we're talking here. So I thought that it was good. Like I had a good time.
Aaron
I
thinks
laughed.
you're funny.
Yeah,
Aaron,
we had a whole
Aaron thinks
conversation.
you're
I
funny.
was there for show prep, so
Yeah.
you just had to be there.
all right, you had to be there. Well, that
So
would.
that joke would be less bad if I was there? Okay.
So it is
making
good
sure.
for 2 people.
Good.
Of
Maybe.
of the thousands listening, it works
Around
for
the
2.
world.
Works
I
for
don't-
2. Yes. If that.
Is somebody that could be their only somebody like their spouse has been listening to the podcast for years and they come in and they hear that.
Yeah.
How do you feel? They
That's
could have
good.
heard all that CC leaves gold,
Should we start there or?
but they heard that instead.
I feel good about it. I feel like it had to be said. Imagine if it didn't. We didn't mention.
didn't mention
Chef's
Chef's
Kiss.
Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
Imagine.
So you're welcome.
Imagine there's no heaven. Yeah. So, are you good?
Yeah.
I
I ended on my chef's kiss bit. I'm done.
very much enjoyed this movie. It's a strong like, not love. I thought it was going to be love. The kiss 30 minutes in, that scene, I applauded, I yelled, I screamed, I was so pumped. And then they proceeded to be lost in the woods for 2 days. And that lost a little bit for me. Great to see Ullerup back on the network. Just love her. She's so great and has been on the show before. I don't know, what is that, 4 or 5 years ago now?
Yeah,
she came on
19.
pretty early on.
I think so.
So great to see her back on the network
She's been
after
around that
a bit of time. And I like the lead guy. Aaron reminded us that we have seen him before in the Bird movie with Natalie Hall, which
I
of
still don't
course
know his name. What's his name?
a movie that I adored. And Kyle Mooney's brother. And I
Very
don't
similar, identical almost to Kyle Mooney.
per usual. I didn't really care about the second romance. I'm just like, I'm usually like, it takes a lot.
Sure.
Like you maybe if it's like an older couple and they get together, I'm like, yeah. But if it's like the same thing, just like less, I'm just kind of like, whatever. Like, I just want more. So I don't know. I didn't love that they were stuck in the woods as long as they were stuck in the woods. But that first initial declaration of love and kiss were dynamite. Up there right now, scene of the year for Brand. Just absolutely loved it. Dano.
Yeah, what's the opposite of a movie growing on you? Like this movie starts off really, really strong. I loved Amelia Ullerup, did for the whole movie. Peter Mooney was good. Their chemistry was great. She's charming, quirky, funny, wonderful. But this movie's crescendo is when they kiss in the woods. And the problem is that was only 28 minutes into this movie. There's like 55 minutes left in this thing. And it proceeds to lose me entirely to by the last 2 minutes where he declares he's moving to Los Angeles. It was a full eye roll for me. And so I don't have that experience too often with Hallmark movies where they start off strong and they get stronger for 28 minutes and then just take a dive for the next hour. But that's what this did. And it was like slow. Like at one point I said, all right, well, the first 28 was good. The next 18 was bad. Maybe they can recover. I think I said that out loud and it didn't. It never recovered. And I thought the other relation, the Rachel and the chefs that was a forced relationship. That wasn't doing anything for me. The third couple was weird. The camp director was weird and was going to murder somebody. By the end of it, I just kind of thought it was a missed opportunity. And so definitely not one of the worst of the year, but considering how good the first half hour was, that's how bad the rest of it was to me. And it just the first half hour kept getting better. The last 55 minutes kept getting worse. And so it just kind of peaked a little too early. So not really for me.
I peaked too early.
Yeah,
I can relate.
They do say that.
I can relate.
Yeah.
It's time for all the feels where we talk about what gave us those feels. And I'm going to feel my way. I'm going to throw it over to, to Brian.
Feel your way over.
I'm going to Brian. Brian?
I think part of me liking the storyline of the chef and her friend, the friend,
was for the chef's kiss joke. We know that.
No,
that's
obviously that was like subconsciously that was always there.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to me just wanting to have like a personal chef in my life and just thinking about.
Dude, can you imagine?
No, I can't.
Can you imagine?
How phenomenal would that be?
Dude, what is it going to take money-wise for us to get one around here?
Man, not
like
much
we'd have
more,
to get
right?
a kitchen, first of all. That would be a problem.
Well, check. Sort of.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Need a few knives.
We don't have any exhaust out there at all. I would not trust that
The
stove.
chef will figure that out.
Yeah, the chef. Yes, chef. That's exactly
chef.
right.
Chef.
So that whole thing, like just imagining having a chef, throwing experimental meals at me is just boy.
Come on.
And then when they sat down and they did the ghost story at the campfire, I was like, man, that actually it's been a long time since I've been in that situation, sitting around a campfire outside at night.
What's your favorite ghost story?
My favorite.
Did you have a go-to?
Yeah, the Casper one. Where he's so
The
Casper one.
I don't have any good ghost stories. I don't like scary stories. That whole vibe felt great. I don't have any scary stories. Go-to ones.
So you do want to?
I would like to sit there until it got too scary, and then I'd be like,
You would
"Oh,
not get
no,
scared
no."
via
What do you mean?
I'd
story.
probably get too scared. Be like, all right, somebody's in the woods. Like, I got to get out of
Are
here.
you serious?
Yeah, I psych myself out real
Do you,
good.
do you watch horror movies?
No.
What a
No.
weenie.
Oh, you're one of the.
No,
I see.
I don't like it. I don't like it. But I am reading Pet Cemetery right now because
Stephen King.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's just so good. I've heard, and I'm like, I'm gonna get through this and face it a little bit, just a little bit of fear.
A little bit of fear.
It's not my favorite Stephen King movie.
No, it's not.
Yeah, movie. No, we've not
Right.
read the book.
Why
Why would I do that when I can see multiple versions of the
Yeah.
same Stephen
Same
King
shit
book?
over and over.
Forget about it. I love horror movies, man.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
love
do.
the
Come on.
scaries. Big scary fan. Big scary fan. We're having Scary Movie Month over
I
on
know.
Take It to the Tape
You might
starting
not see
next
me.
week.
You might not see me around here.
Okay.
You guys are doing
TakeTheTape.com. We're wrapping up Left Behind, which also is a bit of a horror movie. Left Behind
Terrifying
month.
to watch. There's no doubt
We
about it.
watched Left Behind 1, 2, and 3, Kirk Cameron's beloved trilogy. And this week, tomorrow, in fact, we are
Getting the cage.
We're getting the cage on the 2014 0% on Rotten Tomatoes movie Left Behind.
I've seen it. It's one of the worst movies I've
I've
ever
seen it as well.
It's
I'm very excited.
Reputation, huh?
If you don't know what Take It to the Tape is, Dan and I watch a movie every week, and we record
through it.
commentary tracks. And you can snag those up, or just join Bramble Jam Plus the All Access tier, get all of those, and listen as you watch the movie. I think it's a fun way to watch film, if that's something that tickles your fancy. The feels.
Tickles your fancy there.
Yeah, the feels for me.
We'll do that.
Well, one, anytime a crowd parts, crowds should part in life, but they don't typically, and so it's when I get to see it in movies. This would be my luck. I would do that, and I'd be like, guys, And no one would do it. And then I would be stuck there. And I guess like, this is a sign from the universe. The good Lord doesn't want me to be with her. I'm just going to leave again. But luckily for him, the crowd parts and it's wonderful. But as someone who was friend zoned his entire life until he found his wife.
His friend forever zone.
I was friend zoned a lot.
Classic.
Because why would I tell somebody that I like them when I can just be their friend?
That's right.
And I was that's totes cool. And so I typically quite enjoy the friend zone movies where the guy finally 20 plus years later. I am so thankful though that I found my wife and that I don't have to actually do this because it seems truly miserable. Dano?
I mean, the scene that we've already talked about up on the mountains there.
Up
they're
on the
rock.
mountain sitting there. They tell each other that they do care. Then they say, do you want to kiss? And then they kiss and we're like, yeah.
We're like this.
This.
All you do is we're like this and you nailed it.
We're like this. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Not in the friend zone. Kiss, kiss,
nicely
kiss.
done.
Not in the friend zone. Up on the mountain. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Now they're together. We're doing this. I'll do that again because
We'll get there. We'll get there. We're close.
We're working on it, and I probably went too long.
90% there.
Let's just take a break. We'll be right back here on Deck Talk.
Everything's fine.
We're
It's
fine. We're fine. You're fine. Everything's fine.
It's fine.
Sometimes buttons don't
Those
work.
buttons don't work.
Let's do this. Let's get
happened
to
on
the wait what is where we talk about what in this movie. We just go wait what, and I'll start with you, Brian.
Yeah, the camp leader, I forget his name. It's like Larry or Jerry or something like that.
Larry.
He called eating nourishment gatherings. And I had to write this down because it was just imagine if we all sat around like, guys, let's look at this as a nourishment gathering. And yeah, it caught me funny. Abby said that you mentioned this. Abby said that if Sean told her he was in love with her back in high school, he would have liked the response. But I didn't get the vibe at all that she was into him. Like she was in the flashbacks, like clearly not into him.
Yeah, that was the big question is as good as that scene is.
Yes.
He says, I loved you. And she's like, if you had told me, you would have found out that I like, and I did not. I don't think that that's the case. No. That was more my what the Hallmark, but I don't think high school her did like him like that.
Yeah, I think she's kind of like looking back and changing how she felt about
I think that would have gone differently. Than 100%. He had wanted it to go.
Pancakes with no syrup. Did you guys catch that at the end? Oh my word! Wow, get out of here.
I'm not a big syrup guy, bro.
I know, or pancake.
I'm not a big pancake
I love
guy,
pancake.
but yeah.
I love pancakes. Sean, this was just, I know they got to do this, but his phone's ringing and he's driving in his big bad truck and he pulls over to look at the phone and then he doesn't take the call. But I know people who drive watching movies in their big trucks. I can't even.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. We would.
No, I know.
Obviously,
I know
of people
exactly
that would watch a movie like
while they're
for
driving.
work.
Yeah.
While driving in a truck.
Right, like
and
on the clock.
Obviously, that's not safe, and
Not
we
at
would
all.
never tell anyone to do this at any age.
Can't recommend that or suggest it at all.
I don't know why you had to point out big truck. Like it could be any automobile.
Yeah, was he driving a Ford F-150?
Yeah, but it wasn't like a big truck is like a lift kit with monster tires.
So it's just a regular work truck.
It's a friend of yours that's got a giant
somebody
truck.
I know of. Just a monster truck.
Yeah,
people are afraid to drive it.
Yeah, wouldn't recommend
he almost
it.
doesn't let anybody drive it.
I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah.
And then just a last minute wellness retreat just doesn't seem cheap. And she mentioned a couple times she's a public defender and she's like waiting on those big bucks. Like, I don't know. Maybe there was like a real special last minute deal, but it just seemed like this type of place last minute is.
I've got more on that, but I'm going to save it. But maybe her friend purchased all of it.
Yeah, it might have been our friend taking care of it.
What a good friend.
Great friend.
Great friend.
Yeah, Mason's going to be psyched to have her in his life. That was it for me.
I have a couple. There's a couple here that's been going here, quote unquote, several times a year.
It's crazy.
Anytime their relationship hits a bump. And I would just encourage them to just maybe try
divorce.
Well,
Yeah, the big D.
maybe just try standard marriage counseling instead of just going out to the woods and hoping that fixes everything. They're spending so much money
Yeah.
going to this place several times a year.
But that's not the only place they go. They go to
Because-
national parks too.
Clearly, it's
Yeah.
not a holding, right?
Yeah.
At how many times do you have to go to the same wellness retreat several times a year, every time you're in a relationship? Clearly, something's not sticking.
Especially
that doesn't have the magic stuff.
if you're doing that and you're going to all the different parks.
parks.
So
Right.
You're doing stuff every 3 or 4 weeks.
That's nonstop. That's
Sounds
nonstop.
fun.
But here's the thing: you would think that as a camp, you feel like you hit. I'm sorry, wellness retreat. You feel like you
called that.
hit the jackpot if you have 2 people that are
Oh,
coming several times a year. You're like, yes, let us do literally anything that you need to make sure that you keep coming back. That's not what they do here. In fact, when they try to share around the campfire, Randy or whatever his name is like, no, you don't get to share this time. Can you imagine going to a place several times a year and they're just like, no, please, not you again. Don't share around the campfire. That would make you feel so bad. And I don't know, probably not come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just run a business.
Run a business.
Run a business.
Yeah.
It'd be like us bringing people to Bramblefest and like sticking them in a room with no air conditioning and saying, "Hey, aren't you very
Multiple times.
Aren't you very
Yeah,
important?"
like a crowded
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a really crowded
And
room,
we
and
call them the most important.
call them
Day after
very
day,
important.
After
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
Doing
yeah.
it over and over.
As we're
Maybe you should
learning.
rebrand.
We're
I
all
will say I
learning.
did have some Bramblefest feels. Like, not because this reminded me of Bramblefest, but like our version of an adult retreat is much better than this one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you were
No,
I thought you were done.
I am basically done. I just wanted to.
does that mean?
I just wanted to say that I was done. You didn't
Okay.
give me the chance.
Chef's kit.
Go ahead.
I'm done. Dan.
I know they tried to make a joke about it, but as soon as the owner of a resort says that he's personally tried every single mattress on the facility, you leave. You leave. I'm out of there. I couldn't be out of there quicker. It's one thing to do that as an owner for whatever weird reason. It's another thing to offer that information as normal. You leave. You don't want to take your chances with crime. You just don't. You
Is
wanna
it weird
leave.
that I've tried all the beds in your house?
Yes, it is very, very weird.
Okay.
Really weird. You're in my kids' bunk beds. That's
I
weird.
would not
Brian.
the kids' bunk beds. Come on.
What?
Just every other.
You
bed?
said all the beds.
Yeah, all of them except the kids' bunk beds. I felt like that was implied.
That's
Except the vertical.
That's literally half the beds.
Yeah,
in
I
my
tried
house.
half the beds in your house.
Half the beds in my house. Great. Good talk, buddy. Definitely didn't make it weirder.
Well, and the couch.
Yeah, and of course, yes.
And all the floors.
All the floors.
Except your kids' room.
Just laying all
Except
over.
the kids' room.
Dog's
of course.
beds?
Dog beds, yes. I've climbed in the crates.
Climbed.
I've slimed my way into the
Climbed
crates.
in the crates.
Yeah.
Early on, the way that they connect again is Amelia Ullerup sees Peter Mooney up in the, what is it? It's the thing, the ropes course.
Oh, yeah.
Scoop it.
And he's afraid of heights.
Yeah.
And then she's going to go get him. And the woman comes over and goes, "Hey, don't do that. It's not meant to support 2 people." And all I have to say is, what? You built a ropes course that can withstand the weight of 1 human being?
Yeah. If a ropes course isn't also built to be team building, what's the point?
I don't understand. Like, but also forget team building. What happens if this happens? If somebody gets stuck, what's the plan?
Yeah.
What's the plan for getting them down?
You never want to team build with me.
I don't want to team build with anyone.
You never want to team
I
build
want
with
to
me.
actually team build and like work together on things. I don't want to be like, the floor is lava and you got a tire.
Oh,
and
floor's
everything.
lava?
Everybody up.
Oh, boy.
Everybody up. Aaron, you're burning.
Aaron, you're burning.
God.
Weakest link, obviously.
Yeah,
every
this is
time.
why we don't team build.
Man.
Floor's still lava.
Oh, it is. Okay.
What is the
Floor's still lava.
God almighty.
Man.
1 foot's gone. 1 foot's gone. I
Also,
get it.
your
can do
chair's
it without-
lava. Your chair's lava.
No,
your chair's
chair's not
lava.
lava. Chair's
Just
not
stands.
lava.
Just
No.
stands.
Oh, okay.
But the arms of yeah, that would be
don't
lava
know.
too.
Am I
You have
supposed
nothing to do.
All your clothes are lava.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh, boy. It's a good
So
one.
I guess what I'm saying is that structure only holding one person is downright dangerous. How big is one person? Like, if it's me up there, is it like, well, it wasn't meant to hold someone that size? Like, what do you mean one person? No ropes courses, even ropes courses that are designed for one person are built to hold enough to where someone can help someone that's stuck on the ropes course. Right. There are no ropes courses that are built for one human being.
If it's only built for one person, it's probably not built for one person. Like it's probably going to break.
Yes, for sure it's going to break. Two people from a camp that has, and I want to make sure I get this right because I counted 12 attendees. There are 12 people at this camp. Right. There are more workers at this camp than there are camp attendees. 2 of the 12, so a sixth of all the attendees are missing from this camp for 24 hours, and we have yet to get a full search party out there. I would sue everyone. I would sue everyone imaginable. And they act like it's just like this crazy, like labyrinthine place. And then you see the map for this place, and there's like maybe 6 trails. Like it just pick everybody and put 2 persons on each trail and go, and your chances are pretty good that you're going to find them, which was just ridiculous. That's all I got.
It's time for What the Hallmark Story. We wonder what could have been. Maybe we get some clarity. What you still have. Brian, what are you still wondering about, buddy?
I was the cost of it is a big question in my mind.
That's mine.
Yep. I did a little looking around and found
what's your perusal?
I found a place, Hilton Head Wellness Retreat.
Hilton Head.
Right? Hilton Head. And that was what I put in for options around 6,000, just over 6,000
for a week.
For a week, yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm based on that. I'm like, all right, this is at least that. It's gotta be. And and it was similar, had like private chef, custom made meals, all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's just the money is just, and then I was like, well, are we missing a big market opportunity not branding Bramblefest as a wellness retreat?
That's true.
And charging like
way more.
That's
thousands. A big deal for us.
Yeah, just raking in the cash.
Yeah, for the weekend we should charge $3,000,
$3,500.
It's a wellness retreat.
Yeah, that's just call it a wellness retreat. Everybody comes out a better person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love to hear the money situation.
And you get a sauna included, just with a lot of other people.
Yeah, a lot of other people.
Yeah,
and it's
general population
sauna. Gen Pop sauna. I saw Gen Pop sauna
you
live.
got to see it? Oh man,
amazing!
It's unbelievable.
So hot,
man. But unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
What they do with the oboe is like nothing I've ever seen.
I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could use it that
oboe
way.
They didn't.
I didn't know you could use it that way.
Yeah, oboe they did open. It was an oboe opening. They mine's also how much does it cost? Because there's 12 people at this thing. Yeah. It's individualized attention. The owner slept on every mattress, and there's all your food is included as well. That Hilton Head thing, all your food's not included in that. There's no way.
Oh, I don't even know. Probably not. I doubt it.
You don't do nobody in Hilton Head does all inclusive.
That'd be great.
Like that's the amount of money. There's no way this costs under $10,000 for a week.
That's what I was thinking. Yep.
Just absurd.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my only one is really, I just don't know how they get lost. Like, how do you start on a trail and end up getting lost? Like, just find any trail. Mm-hmm. Find any trail, right? Because there has to be trails. They didn't walk through hard woods to just like power through it. They were on a trail. Find any trail. Find any trail. It'll either end.
Any trail.
It'll either end and then you just flip it and reverse it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time they were walking, I was like, "Why don't they just turn around?"
Because they're not walking on a trail. They're trying to find a trail.
But when they started back, they're like, "Oh, there's 2 trails here."
Yeah,
and they took one of them. Why not just go back the way they came back to the rock, the kissing rock?
Flip it and reverse it.
That's right.
That's exactly right, Dan. That's exactly right. We did, everybody. Congratulations! It's time for the Double Decker of the Week. It's where we dive deep into the Double Decker. Panda, come on in here, buddy. Panda, hit that music. Double Decker of the Week. Hey, you.
Happy Labor Day, guys. I don't know if it's coming up or if we just had it. I'm a little confused right now, but I want
you guys know how sometimes you wake up and you're like, what is it? We're here now. We got the Double Decker of the Week.
Wrong side of the bed, yeah.
It's where we wake up. We go, Panda does a deep dive into somebody who signed up for Brittle Gem Plus at the Double Decker tier or higher, and you really just give it its due time.
Yeah, I try to.
That's right.
I mean,
You don't rush through this.
I wouldn't.
You do. Sometimes the research takes hours, and
Sometimes
you're
it takes
in
a
it.
long
You're in
time,
your
you're right.
lab.
Yeah. And
So much so that you always let me announce who it is.
Yeah.
That's really kind
well,
of you.
I don't know
Just-
when. I have my database.
You do a great job including
I
me.
like to
I'm just
share.
thanking you.
Well, and listen, Dan.
Yeah.
It's because if I don't, who will?
That's right. That's true. And this week's Double Decker of the Week, Meredith Levanovich.
Oh.
Meredith Levanovich. Met her at Bramblefest both years.
A classic.
Oh,
Iconic.
so great.
Iconic Meredith.
Tell me
That's what
about
we
it.
call her.
Yeah. So Meredith, big fan of The Office,
Oh, the television
the
program?
television show.
U.S. or Brit?
U.S. version.
Sure.
Yeah. And there's that scene in the Office where who's the guy? Carell? What's his name?
Steve Carell.
Yeah,
Michael
Steve
Scott,
Carell.
yes.
Yeah, Michael Scott sits there and says, "I love inside jokes. Love to be a part of one day." It's the kind of an iconic, just like Meredith, really. In that
Right.
regard.
In that regard, yes.
But that when she saw that scene the very first time, she cried. She
Wow.
cried because
'Cause she's never
said
been a
that
part of
She's
one?
never been a part
Yeah.
of an inside joke.
What?
So this launched what to me might be the greatest invention of all time.
Of all time.
You hire her company, they create an inside joke for you.
Okay, what's the name of the company?
It's called Inside Joke.
What?
Yeah,
The company's called Inside Joke.
it's called an inside joke.
So you call them up and you're
Yes.
like, hey.
had to look at your notes for that. What's the inside joke company?
Oh,
Inside
it's
joke.
called Inside
it's
Joke.
called Inside Joke.
And so you call them up and you're like, hey, for like the office we're in right now. So
Yeah.
Brian's in here, Aaron's in here,
Yep.
three of us. And we say we want an inside joke and I want to be in on it. And they basically take it to their crack staff.
Yep, crack staff,
And they
yep.
come back and they're like,
Here's your inside joke.
Stay away from the plantains.
Yep.
And
It
then
kills
and then
every
it
time.
Kills. And
Crushes.
you start it and you're the hero.
Oh yeah,
And everybody's like, great one, Panda.
that
Stay
was
away
great.
from the plantains.
Stay away from the plantains.
Okay.
Plantain boy.
I feel like though to do it well, you need to know a lot about the inside jokes are only as good as the people
and I
that you
don't want to
know.
answer for you, but this seems like a pretty intricate process. And then folks at Inside Joke, they take their time. You don't just call up and say, hit me with a
You're
plantains.
not getting one in a couple minutes.
No.
That's low tier stuff.
No, this is
I mean,
weeks and weeks of research.
Yeah,
The company's just called Inside Joke.
it's just called Inside Joke.
Are we sure about that?
That's it.
Yeah,
Is that an inside joke? The name?
I mean they do their jokes making inside.
They're making the jokes inside
Okay.
the facility.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, what would you want them to be?
I don't know. No, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. We got a clip?
Is it a commercial or a clip? I just want to make sure.
It's a clip.
It's a clip.
Hey guys.
Bananas.
Oh!
I love that inside
bananas.
joke.
Oh, so
That's
good.
all timer there.
All right, back to you guys. Thanks, Panda. Great to
That's
see you,
great.
bud. We'll be
Yeah.
back next tomorrow with another one. Until then, we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Bananas.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.